You're watching E.T.N. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to discuss the first half of The Walking Dead Season 7. Discuss and give a short review, get you guys know how I felt about the first half overall. And, I know this is a show I used to do review on a regular basis. I don't want to make any promises as to whether or not I'm going to resume reviewing it in the second half. I really want to. Part of the problem is they've been doing a lot of extended episodes. If that trend continues in the second half, it'll be difficult for me to do it. It's funny. First of all, I want to thank everybody that's on this channel, that's still subscribed. It seems like a lot of people have been kind of coming out of the woodworks. They've noticed I've been doing videos again on a bit of a regular basis, and I'm getting a lot of messages, and some of the messages that I got, whether they were in chat, I got not in chat, but rather in the comment section of some of my prior videos, and some messages I've been getting on the E.T.N page and even Twitter, asking me if I was going to do anything Walking Dead related. And it was a little surprising considering that I haven't done any Walking Dead in a while, and I hate trying to do reviews on the episodes and then like do 3 or 4 and then I don't come back and I don't do any. I really want to, but I did get some requests to do some Walking Dead videos, and that was very encouraging. It was very even flattering to know that I thought all my Walking Dead subscribers were gone. So, and I still don't expect a lot of you to be around, but nonetheless, I'm more than happy to talk about this because I still love the show very much. And this season, it's real funny because, if you've read the comic, this is supposed to be the hot spot. This is supposed to be the part of the comic that is some of the best content that The Walking Dead and Robert Kirkman have ever delivered in the comic. And a lot of us who read the comic felt that it'd be a sure shot success when converted on television. And so far, that has not been the case. It hasn't been the case. The ratings have dropped quite a bit in these first 8 episodes. The season premiere did fantastic, had a little over 17 million viewers. And that's still not the best. I believe it was season 5, the Terminus premiere, where Carol's laying siege to Terminus. And I forget that the name of that episode. It's been so long since I've seen it. But that still, as far as I remember, is the number 1 episode. So it's really interesting because the day will come when you won't be, which is the name of the episode for this season, the premiere, is one of the most iconic points in the comic, and they changed it up a little bit, and it was a very brutal episode, and I really was surprised that they went ahead and they made it as brutal as they did, and I give them props for that. They didn't deter from the comic, they didn't look away, they showed you the gruesomeness, and it was rough. It was rough to watch on many levels because Glenn is a great character, Abraham obviously fantastic, very funny, and very charismatic. A lot of people enjoyed Abraham. So to see those 2 characters go, and it could be the case that, because look, I say for those of you who watch the Godzilla videos, one thing I say in my videos there that definitely corresponds as well with The Walking Dead is the people who read the comics and the people who have experienced these moments already, we're in a minority. The majority of the views that AMC and The Walking Dead get are from a general audience, an audience that may be zombie fans but have never read the Walking Dead. And a lot of them might have been turned off by the episode for a multitude of reasons. Number 1, sometimes people can get so attached to a character they can't take the fact that the character's not there anymore. Some people can be offended by the amount of brutality on the TV. For whatever reason, there's a lot of kids that watch this show. I remember when I went to New York City Comic Con a couple of years back, and me and my wife went to the panel, the Walking Dead panel. Now, we unfortunately weren't able to get in, but even for people who weren't able to get in, they had big screens. You could sit there and watch the panel, and there was tons of kids. And when I say kids, I don't mean like 14, 15. I'm talking like 9 years old. And I don't think that's wise for anybody that age to be watching this. And it could be that since there's a lot of kids who do watch this and their parents let them, whether the parents watch it with them or they just are oblivious to what they're actually watching, might have caught a whiff of this and was like, no. So there's a lot of different elements that play into why this second half of the season has dipped dramatically in ratings from the first episode. The other thing too is when you look at the other episodes, the well, the cell, service, and all that, a lot of these were one-shot episodes where you just had one character focus or a small group of characters focused. We didn't really get back to Rick and some of the other characters till later on in the first half. So, it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to do in the second half. I kind of expect things to kind of tear up a little bit now that they're decided to go ahead and fight Negan. Now I think we're going to see a little bit more action. We're going to see a little bit more of all the characters. I believe if it's anything like the comic, which it looks like they're going to go that route, not surprised, wouldn't be surprised to see more deaths along the way. So in terms of how I felt about the first half, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was, there were some episodes that were singular that I did like very much, counter to what a lot of people thought. For example, excuse me, I'm looking at the episodes here and I want to point out the episode with, Tara. And I believe this was, let me see here. Okay, so Swear. That's the episode. I actually like this one. I actually liked it. I think it was a big challenge for the actress to have her own episode. And first, it gave us an answer as to where was Heath and where was Tara at that point. Secondly, I actually thought she did a decent job. And I was pretty impressed with that. I was pretty impressed that she was able to carry the episode. It gives us a little bit more about Tara. She's been with the group for a while. She joined the group, reluctantly because she knew what side she was on. If you guys all remember with, Too Far Gone. I mean, who could ever forget that episode, right? So I thought that was a pretty good episode. I thought that introducing the other group was pretty good and their standards and how they work things. I knew right away that they were going to kill her when she left. I knew I said they're going to try and kill her. I knew it right away because of their convictions. They were very, very dead set on not letting people know where they are. So that episode, for example, where a lot of people kind of complained about that episode and criticized it, and I can understand why. I'm not knocking them for that. They're entitled to their opinion, and I get it. Me personally, I liked it. Some of the episodes I wasn't too crazy about. The Well, as much as I like Carol and as much as I like Morgan, that episode didn't really work out too much for me. Yes, we got to see the kingdom. Yes, we got to learn more about King Ezekiel, and they obviously have a very big group there themselves. But, and I know why that episode was there. I get it. After the big death scenes in the first episode of the season, you kind of wanted to slow things down, get people to chill out. But it was okay, but it didn't really do it for me. The Cell I thought was pretty good. The problem with The Cell was that in that episode, they made it seem almost like they were going to give Dwight some redeeming qualities. And then they kind of reneged on that later, when we go to Service and all that. And Negan shows up and then Dwight starts acting like a dick again. So, yeah, that was, at this point, I'm more than willing to bet. And if you haven't read the comics, this is going to be spoiler. Unless you don't intend to read it, then it's no big deal. But because Darrow isn't in the comics and Dwight is, and because Dwight and Darrow are very similar from comic to real, it just shows that I think Dwight is going to be replaced on the show by Darrow at some point. And it would make perfect sense. I'm sure Darrow wants his revenge. Darrow's very pissed. Obviously, what he did to, what was his name? Was it Fat Joey or Fat Louie? Something like that. Bashing his head in. So, so that was a good episode. I just didn't like what they did with Dwight. If you're gonna have plans, and I'm guessing here, but I feel very confident that Dwight's not gonna be around very long. Once this whole war starts, and then after the conclusion of it, why even bother giving him any kind of redeeming qualities? We already know what he went through. We already know that he was forced to come back. We already know what he was forced to sacrifice. But you gotta kind of pick what you want to do with him. And if they're gonna make him be like a dick, but still try and have some redeeming qualities, then they gotta give us more scenes where we get to see him when Negan's not around, where he's not acting as much as a dick as he does when Negan's around and he's out there. So we'll see where that goes. But overall, I thought the first half was okay. It's very different. And that's one thing that a lot of the show creators told us. They told us it was going to be very different. It was going to be like a whole new ball game, which it is. And I thought the final episode was great. I thought the first episode was great. I did like The Cell. I did like Swear. Some of the other episodes are pretty good as well. But overall, I would say the premiere, the finale, Swear, The Cell, and Service. Service was also very good because we got to see more Negan. And I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan's been doing a great job, by the way. I think he's a great Negan. I've seen a lot of reviews criticizing that they're showing him too much. I grotesquely disagree. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's a good actor. I think he's really embraced the character. If you've read the comics and see how he's being portrayed on the show, it's very similar. And I just think maybe sometimes it doesn't translate to the show as well for other people. But if you read the comic, I mean, you know, this is Negan. This is how he is. This is how he acts. And that's what makes him such a good villain, because he's a prick. He's a dick. He's very smart. He's got a huge army. And I'm very excited to see the second half and see the ball rolling. I really do think it's going to do better in the second half. I think people are going to come back and they're going to want to see what's going to happen. And I think they're going to hit the ground running. I think we'll see more action. We'll see that the war gets started. There's going to be little skirmishes before there's a big outbreak. And I think it's going to take a long time. I think, if I remember straight, I believe the comic was 10 issues of All Out War. So I'm going to guess that's going to equivalent to about 10 episodes. So you might see the final 8, maybe the first, probably more than 10. My guess is you'll see the final 8, and then the first half of next season will be All Out War. Or it could just be that they build up to All Out War with these final 8, and then All Out War will be all of next season. But either way, it's really good. It's a little unfortunate that the best portion of the comic thus far, and I've been catching up with the Whisperer Wars, and that's really good. But at this point, this was the shit in the comic, and it's a little strange to see it not do as well as it did in the comic. But I also believe that there's a lot of casual viewers that are not feeling this mode. They didn't like the premiere because of the violence and because of favorite characters going goodbye. And let's face it, we have never seen Rick submit to anyone. So hopefully it changes in the second. Either way, even at 10 million views per episode, that's still night and day above almost every show on at that time on cable. So, but yeah, man, it's a drop. So we'll keep an eye on that for the second half. And like I said, I don't want to make any promises that I'm going to do any reviews, but I'm certainly going to try, especially with what's coming. It's going to be some good stuff. So I'm really excited. But we still have 6 weeks to the premiere. We'll discuss some other Walking Dead related topics. Anything you guys want to request that I discuss, please don't hesitate to put it in the comment section, or do what you've been doing, sending me messages via Twitter or Facebook on the E.T.N page, for those of you who always send me private messages there, or here on YouTube, whatever it takes, or leave a comment. But we'll definitely talk some more Walking Dead. Overall, I think the first half was good. I really do. I think it was good. I just think people are used to a certain thing and they're not getting it right now, and they're tuning off, or they're deciding to watch it later. That's what it comes down to. But from a story standpoint, I think they've done a good job, and I think it's going to get better. So anyway, guys, that's it for this half review for The Walking Dead Season 7. We'll discuss more Walking Dead before these 6 weeks are up. And as I said, I will try to do reviews on the show. I don't want to make any promises, but we'll see. I really do want to do it, so I want you to know I am going to put in my best effort to do reviews. But I don't want to make any promises, you know what I mean? Because if I can't do it, then I don't want you guys to look forward to reviews and then I don't do it. So I would just say peek at the channel at around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night after each episode to see if there's a review up. And if you don't see one, chance there I didn't do it. So, all right, you guys have a good one. By the way, Happy New Year. I hope you guys all had a safe New Year, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. You can follow E.T.N on Facebook, Twitch or Twitter, or join the Nation Facebook page. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on your way out.